So last presentation for today, for this morning, sorry.
Thank you, Vincent. So WP7 is tool and data management. So state of progress, we have task 1, which was structuring or mirroring of the consensus databases. And what we did is through a series of meeting and conference call and discussion, we wanted to keep everything that was in the Applebree and the Hydros project as far as the structure and what it was built as connection between phenotypes and genotypes. So it was for the kindness of Adriana and Mark and other people, we had a very instructive day in Gembloux, and we were able to acquire the Applebree model, the actual database structure, and we have to think of what to decide about the data about that. So we work with people at Rosebreed and in particular with Dory Main to develop a scheme of collaboration and on actually putting together the structure of GDR Fruitbreedomics database. And I have to say, it really is something going to be something like a compromise between a mirroring and two different databases. So we will have things in common, and we will have things that are not actually in common, so separated from the two projects. There has been some programming on both sides. We are working on what they call the natural diversity module, and it's been transferred and tested by PTP. And we can deliver a structure for database integration. So construction of relational database for phenotypic data for targeted traits. Maria Jose already talked a little bit about it. We have our structure developed for peach and apple. The interface was developed for peach, and I think we'll be discussing a little bit later. It needs fine-tuning, but I think it was very efficient work. And the data entry is ongoing. Again, we will discuss that. We are working on an interface for data retrieval, and you will see is one of the objectives of these coming days. For 7.3, development of pipelines of analysis and storage of detected genomic variation. We have decided on development of an interface with GDRDB. We also have taken decision on developing our own Fruitbreedomic genome browser, because it would be actually a nice tool for all the other partners or the other Workpackage to work in. I know Eric was mentioning there is some resequencing that is going to be going on within Fruitbreedomics. It would be nice, to have, especially on an interesting candidate region, on a fine map region, more information, being able to browse in a more dedicated way on our local genome browser. So as you see, like task 7.4 is later on in development, so we haven't done anything yet. Tool for functional and comparative analysis for identify variation basically starts now. Deliverable, so we're putting together a report to explain how we did this, how we're actually designing the structure, and so you see, like big, large figure with details explaining all the interaction between the different tables. And then we have a month 24, which seems far away, but it's not. So complete collection of trait phenotypic data from genetic material and complete list of identified genomic variation. So of course, peach phenotype, it kind of overlap with the deliverable in WP4, but we should have speed up with that. And okay, something I didn't mention in the slide, but I think we should think also with people in San Michele out to start to put in a procedure to store SNP information. And Andrea developed a few years ago a very nice tool for inputting data from SNP, especially from Illumina. So I think we'll have to work on that as well. And these are like later on, so I put it like a milestone. We have the milestone right now, and is development of the consensus database and coordinating with GDR. So I think this is, really more conceptual than an actual real information, because data are still not there. So, but we do have the scheme and the agreement on how to share the work on tool development. And then here we go later on month 36, we have this alpha version of integrated database. It's month 36, but it's already scaring me, because at that point we'll have to have everything working as far as tools, but with the data in. So as I was saying yesterday, what I'm a little bit worried about, that without having early data, we won't be able to test very well our database. And these are a little bit later, gives me a little bit more quiet. Expected delays, okay. This is not really, it's been solved. At the very beginning, we thought that it would be very much of a problem, the fact that we were using management software for the database that were quite different technically from what GDR was using. And we thought that this could cause delay, but we found corrective action. We really, my colleagues at PTP really understood that we could, for things that are very urgent and we have to develop right away, we could use MySQL, which what we were used to, and then develop a very easy automated interface to shadow-like structure, which is what they are using at Washington State. And again, I really want to stress that we can even start with example data, or we should really think on how to use previous data, even on different marker type, but we should really think on how to use high-address data, for example. Okay, here is a lot of things. And I think there'll be a lot of overlapping with other workshops, so we try to be coming to, but I think what is left we can bring into Workpackage 7 discussion tomorrow, and I think we will have time then. So define marker data input, and we can talk about that on the tools that we have developed for different species. And what we want to do different and what we want to do together on the Breeder toolbox. For construction of a relational database for phenotypic target data, the very fine work that has been done with Peach, we need to do it with Apple, and I guess Stefano is going to present something interesting on the phenotype descriptors. And again, we have work to do today and tomorrow on fine-tuning the input modules for Peach, and to really define exactly what the queries can always be changed, but what the queries on the phenotype we want. Okay, let me think. Okay, genomic variation, again. Here I would like to at least start the discussion on what attributes we want to give to each marker if we are thinking, of a table of a database structure for markers. So I want to start discussion with Workpackage 1 and 3 and 4 on what descriptors we want to use for QTL data other than the genotype itself. And I guess for Workpackage 7.5, which is starting on month 12, we can start thinking of how to fine annotate and work a little bit with the genome browser on regions that are of particular interest for the different traits, so actually QTL region, to go on further also on association studies, so that we can later on, when regions are defined, find more information on the sequence data. And I guess this is it. Thank you.